On tips from the DEA, in March of 2000, Lori's team staked out this North Denver trailer as a suspected meth lab.
We got the search warrant for the residence. We were looking for the methamphetamine lab or the manufacturing process. They found a lot of the chemicals that we commonly find in the manufacturing process. We located all the components for the lab to include 2 books on how to make and how to manufacture methamphetamine. Unfortunately, what wasn't there were the 4 or 5 people that we were looking for. However, earlier in the investigation, we had found something in the trash cans that we didn't think was relevant. It was an envelope from the tattered cover that had a suspect's name on it and an invoice number.
Located in downtown Denver, the tattered cover has been recognized by the New York Times as one of the nation's best independent bookstores.
We intended very strongly to go in as low-key as possible and to make this a conversation.
It's the middle of the day, and all of a sudden I get what can only be described as a frantic telephone call from my client, Joyce Meskis, because there are 5 or 6 police officers wanting to search the records of the tattered cover, and they're holding a search warrant that allows them to do that.
We were all terribly nervous. And basically we sat down in the office and explained to her the search warrant. By this time she'd already contacted her attorney, who was on a speakerphone. He was very, very upset. So basically we had a very long conversation with an attorney screaming on a speakerphone, threatening that we were going to look terrible in the newspapers the next day and everything else, trying to get enough calm in the room to simply discuss it and try to figure out if there was a way to get this record or not.
What these officers were requesting was information that was private. It was information that involved book purchases of one of our customers. That, for me, has First Amendment implications.
Dan Recht, the attorney for the tattered cover, requested that we give him 10 days to try and resolve the matter. It was something other than a search warrant.
And so we left. And then we got served with a restraining order from the tattered cover, and the lawsuits came.
The case was expedited immediately by the Denver District Court.
The Colorado Supreme Court, there's 7 members, seem to be very up on the issue, seem to have clearly done their homework, seem to be interested in the issue, seem to be aware that however they rule, they would be the first Supreme Court in the country out of 50 state Supreme Courts to rule on this particular issue, given that it's sort of cutting-edge law. The whole time during the oral arguments, the Supreme Court was peppering me and the other lawyer with questions. We had very little time to give our prepared little speech.
The end result is that the court asked some very good and some hard questions, not questions that either Mr.